Today we're going to be talking about samurai ways. So do a space, put samurai ways in a box. Last time we talked about from top to bottom. All right, samurai ways, here we go. Samurai ways. The samurai were famous for their fighting skills, bravery, and loyalty to their daimyo. The strict code of conduct they followed, called Bushido, or the code of the warrior, had rules for nearly every aspect of daily life. Samurai were expected to face danger and even death without fear. A samurai who showed fear in battle by retreating or surrendering was expected to kill himself to erase the shame of defeat. This practice is called harakiri, or seppuku. Samurai were not just fighters. As part of their training, they learned the proper way to walk, bow, and hold chopsticks. During peaceful times, many wrote poetry, practiced flower arranging and calligraphy, or spent hours gazing at the moon or cherry blossoms. Our first note is about that important code of Bushido, which is the code of conduct. Conduct means how you do things, how you behave. There were rules around it, and it was highly emphasized that you had to be brave, and of course, that number one quality that they wanted, loyalty, so that the daimyo knew you weren't going to turn on him. They also were encouraged to be fearless. There was no surrender. And in fact, if they did surrender, that shame will lead to something called harakiri or seppuku, which was a ritual form of suicide. Now, again, if you read that book, Samurai Rising, you learned a ton about harakiri and seppuku already. Super interesting book. Again, on Tales to Go, you can listen to it. I highly recommend it. Part of their training was more than just being a great fighter. They had to learn how to walk properly, to have a proper walk, how to bow, how to write poetry, and even how to do flower arranging. Next, we will be talking about Zen Buddhism. Let's go find out about that. Bushido was influenced by a type of Buddhism known as Zen Buddhism. Followers strengthen their mind through meditation, often sitting for hours with their mind cleared of all thoughts. By learning how to control his mind, a samurai could improve his fighting skills. Samurai homes often had a garden where the warrior could meditate. The concept of Zen Buddhism is the attempt to empty your mind. And the way you do that is through meditation. And they believed, as samurai, that that meditation was actually a form of strength and would make them better fighters. Next, we're going to be learning about women. Many samurai women trained in the martial arts. That's pretty cool. Some became skilled fighters who fought alongside their husbands. Samurai wives ran households, managed servants, cared for children, and taught their children the code of Bushido. So some of the women in the samurai households actually learned how to fight. They also ran the households, and they teach the children the code of Bushido. Next, we will be learning about two swords. By the way, if you want to take these notes on your own and then just see if you did the same as me, that would be a fun way to learn, to see if you are doing the note taking. So you can always pause, take the note, and then see what I put, see if you got it right. Samurai carried two swords, a long sword and a shorter one that was replaced by a dagger when samurai were dressed in armor. The long sword was their main weapon. The blade was often decorated with dragons or other designs. Samurai gave their swords names like Beard Biter or Knee Cutter. So two swords. There was a long and a short one, and they were often decorated and named. Next, we'll be learning about what young samurai did. A young samurai received his samurai clothing and first sword at around age 5. Remember, you can pause and take the note yourself, and then see what I did. Sword fighting was the most important skill a young samurai had to learn. Teaching focused on speed and accuracy. Instruction began at age 13 and lasted until age 22. Even training could be deadly. All samurai learned how to set broken bones. So the young samurai got their clothing and their sword when they were 5, and they received instruction until they were from 13 to 22. Next, we will be learning about incense contests. Sounds interesting. Some cool images of samurai, Zen masters, and other skilled individuals taught samurai swordsmanship, archery, and other martial arts. All right, here we are up here. Some samurai competed in incense burning contests. Incense made from a plant or spice gives off a strong smell when burned. Players competed to see who could guess the greatest number of smells. That sounds fun. So incense contests, they would burn a plant and they would guess the smell. Our next note will be about no plays. N-O-H, no plays. Samurai also enjoyed attending no plays based on ancient Japanese legends. The all-male cast in a no drama acted the parts of ghosts, spirits, and demons. Actors wore elaborate costumes and masks like these. So there's a picture of a no drama. I have attended a no drama. I went with my wife when I was in college. It's a very slow and dramatic form of art. So no dramas were about Japanese legends. They were all males. Oftentimes there would be ghosts, and they would have masks. Hopefully someday you will have a chance to see no drama. Very important in Japanese culture. Our next note will be about the bamboo bow. A samurai bamboo bow was about 8 feet long. Samurai practiced in special halls that could be over 300 feet long. They sometimes used dogs and other live animals as targets. So their bows were 8 feet long, and they sometimes used animals as targets. Our last note is about what they did in their free time. When they weren't on the battlefield, samurai liked to hunt, swim, wrestle, and practice martial arts, such as jujitsu, which is an older form of judo. They relaxed by playing a board game called Go, a game of strategy, somewhat like chess. So in their free time, they enjoyed hunt, swim, wrestle, and playing Go. Samurai culture is still incredibly important in Japanese culture today. So it's good that you've learned so much about samurai and samurai culture. I highly recommend reading more about Bushido, which is very interesting. All right, hope you enjoyed the stories.